Welcome back to KTXT FM 88.1 The Raider. This is the Please Do Not Rush Hour. I am Sam Jensen, and I am here with...
Logan Lacey.
You got Jackson Shivers over here.
We've got a new show for you guys. This is Logan's first time on. Me and Jackson have done this before, but this is the first time all three of us have been on together. So you guys are in for a good time. This is going to be a great show.
Oh, yeah.
So what we figured out is we are all pretty big NFL fans. So if you're an NFL fan, you're in luck because we are really going to be talking about NFL here. So, Logan, if you want to go in on the games that happened this week.
Okay, so I thought, just based on past years and everything, not really their records this year, but the Ravens and Chiefs game was a big game this past week. The Chiefs won 37-20. Mahomes had a pretty good game with 4 touchdowns and 270 yards, and Xavier Worthy made his comeback with 5 receptions and 83 yards, and Lamar got hurt. He hurt his hamstring, and he could possibly be out for 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay,
As a Texans fan, I gotta say, I never wish injuries on anyone. It's awful, but
We have a chance.
it's fair timing. Come right before the week that we play. He's questionable. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, what other games were this week? I know as a Broncos fan, I was very happy with Monday night. That was a good game, at least for us. Okay, it wasn't a fun game to watch, I'll say. I really enjoyed the result because, I mean, obviously we won. Of course I'm going to enjoy that. But, yeah, I thought we honestly looked really good for the first time all season. I really think that was the first time we have looked that good all season.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can hold an offense to 3 points, it's just going to be great for your team. Same with the Texans, really, how they shut out the Titans this week. Similar opinion. I feel like it just it brought the Texans back to how they should be playing.
They needed that confidence booster for sure. Mainly Stroud. I think he's A in his head, and B, there's not really much you can do with that offensive line. That line is one of the worst I've ever seen. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
no,
it's
I agree.
bad.
That Jeffrey Simmons sack was horrible.
That
It
was the
like
most insane thing.
That
I've ever
was-
seen in
Yeah,
my
it was
life.
like the fastest sack of all
Because
time.
it
or
was
something.
he was handing the ball off, and he couldn't even hand. That's what it was, right?
Yeah.
That's insane. That's just not how it should work.
Right.
Like-
But to your point, like that's exactly what the Texans needed, and you needed a game to where everything clicks in every way that it could. And I think the hope was it would have come 1 week earlier against the Jaguars because that was like the first 2 games. The Bucks can make a run, and the Rams have shown flashes of being a really good team. And so the Jags was the first team you go, okay, this needs to be our week where we kind of proved that those 2 were just really good teams. We're here. And you just fell flat in your face. And I know we're 4 weeks into the year, and so it's really hard to call for firings now, but Nick Caley has not been, I think, what a lot of fans have expected from a play calling standpoint. And the bar was really low. You had Bobby Slowick for the whole season last year, and I remember as a fan sitting in my room talking to my friends and family who are Texans fan, week after week calling for his job for anyone. If anyone in the front office wants to take it, if a player wants to step up and take it, anyone but this guy. And so when we get Nick Caley, you go, okay, it's anyone but this guy. And he led the Rams to, I think, a divisional round last year where they played really well against the Eagles. So this was the year. And then for 3 weeks, it was kind of just abysmal. And the only thing that kept me in it was defense looks good. Defense looks good. And it has. And I think that's been your saving grace. And I think it's really obvious right now, unless the offense can really get going to their potential, which I think they do have potential way higher than what they've shown the past couple weeks. I think it is a lot better. But if the defense can just keep holding these offenses to 10 points, we're unstoppable, I think.
I agree. We've played close in every game, and similar to the Broncos, even where you're not winning every game you should, but you're staying close, and if you figure some things out, like both teams are even doing now, you can try and stack up wins to get back to where you should be, which is playoff teams, really.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the thing with the Broncos is we haven't been trailing once in the fourth quarter, despite us being 2-2.
Really? Wow.
Like because we won week 1 against the Titans. Week 2 we lost to the Colts off of they missed that field goal, and then they called I don't even remember what it was. It was the
It's like a leverage.
leverage. Yeah. They called the leverage call, which is ridiculous because the same thing happened on our missed kick that would have won the game that same game, but they didn't call it. But they call it for the call. I'm not going to get into it. I could get into it, but I'm not going to. Anyway, we lose that game, and then once again, Chargers come back and they kick the game-winning field goal as time expires. So we have not been trailing once in the fourth quarter, but we're 2-2. So I think our schedule is a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Because looking at it, I was like, yeah, we're either going 10-7 or maybe 9-8, but I think we could go 11-6 or 10-7. Okay. I don't think we win this week against the Eagles. The Eagles, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are not getting the ball, and they are still winning games.
Looked rough last week, though. Looked rough.
They did, but they beat the Buccaneers, right?
Yeah.
That's a very good team still.
And they narrowly beat the Rams. Like that's 2 games where it could have gone very much the other way.
I do think the Broncos will give the Eagles a lot of problems.
I think so. I think our defense will. Okay, passing defense and like pass rush, yes. Our rush defense, besides the Bengals game, has been pretty bad because we let up 170 against Jonathan Taylor and like 3 touchdowns. It was something outrageous. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was bad, and it was really bad against Amarion Hampton as well. Luckily, their offensive line was so terrible. The Bengals, Chase Brown couldn't do anything, so we covered them there. But the Eagles have one of the best offensive lines in the league. Saquon Barkley, even though he's not playing like he did last year, he's still Saquon. So I'm still a little skeptical. I don't know. If we win, that is the exact boost we need, because I think like the next 5 games we go 6-3 as like our overall record, with the Eagles one being the only loss. And if we win that, I think we can be 7-2.
I like the optimism.
Yeah, I mean it's what I got to do at this point, because besides last year, the last couple seasons were rough.
Yeah,
they were hard to watch. That first Russell Wilson season was the most hyped up I'd been about Broncos football since we won the Super Bowl, and for that to happen, like what monster of a season that was for us. Like that was embarrassing. It was just embarrassing. And then the second Russell Wilson season was better, but still not great. And then they got rid of him, and then obviously we know how it is now. It's perfect. But shout out Bo Nix and Sean Payton. Bo Nix and Sean Payton. Bo Nix was the last piece that I think Sean Payton needed. He did not like Russell Wilson one bit. That was really clear. Russell Wilson was not the type of quarterback he worked with. Bo Nix is like kind of similar to like a Drew Brees, and that's kind of like the quarterback he molds. So I think getting Bo Nix was what we needed, and we built successfully around it. The defense is great. The offensive line is great. The weapons are good enough. Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims, they get the job done. We finally had a 100-yard rusher since 2022, J.K. Dobbins, which is great. I'm happy he's doing well here. Our rookie, R.J. Harvey, looked good. There's a lot to be happy about for Broncos football.
Oh, yeah.
It's only on the rise for us. So the season, it was a little shaky bit of a start to the season, but I think they can still pull through and make the playoffs. I think so. If the Texans can put everything together, I think they can.
I think this week against the Ravens, even though they probably won't have Lamar, I think it's still a big challenge just because the Ravens have just owned the Texans in the last however many years, to where they haven't even been competitive really.
Yeah.
And so I think this week's matchup will really hopefully be a bounce back game to not only like just win a game that you should win, but also beat a team that you haven't been able to beat in such a long time.
Right. And I think they said he's out for 2 to 3 weeks. Lamar
If
is.
that's the case.
I think he is.
I'm pretty
Prayers
sure,
up, Lamar, but
take
your time.
I think he will be. I'm pretty sure they have said though doubtful technically.
Doubtful.
Yeah.
That normally means that's like less than questionable.
Yeah.
That means he's most likely not playing unless there's like a medical miracle
Yeah,
that
right.
happens in the next few days.
But that's another thing. Like you said, Ravens have owned you for the past couple of years, and you can't let Lamar out get to your head. You can't go, Lamar's not playing. Okay, this is a cakewalk because it's not.
They still have everything else.
They have
Mhm.
everything.
It's just
else.
it's Cooper Rush,
Yeah.
not Lamar Jackson.
So you still need to be on your best. I think CJ needs to play better than he has in the past couple weeks. I love that he did really good against the Titans, but in the same breath, I'm gonna say it was the Titans. So
It was.
think about as you will. This is the Ravens. Ravens have an infinitely better defense than the Titans did. Titans are bad. But this, like you said, this is going to be a huge confidence booster if you can pull out a win. And it's in Baltimore. It's a tough place to play. It's getting cold up there. It's October. But it just boils down to the same sentiment as you would have any other game, and it's just win. It doesn't matter if it's Lamar. It doesn't matter if it's Cooper Rush. It doesn't matter if it's the Titans. It doesn't matter if it's the Ravens. You just got to go out there and win. And I trust our defense enough to maybe make Cooper Rush make some silly decisions. And I think CJ can kind of figure it out this week. I'm hoping so.
Yeah, I'm a big CJ defender. I really think everything that's happening, like last season when people are trying to get on him, it was not. Yeah, he wasn't great, but it was not his fault. His offensive line was bad. Like you were saying, the play calling and the offense was terrible because of Slovic. Is that his name?
Bobby Slowick last year.
Bobby
and now
Slowick.
Nick Caley this year.
Okay. Yeah, he just hasn't had very good play calling. His receivers right now are Nico Collins and Higgins and Noel.
Pretty much. I mean, there's Christian Kirk. He just got back,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I mean, really, it is mainly Nico Collins and Dalton Schultz. Really has been Stroud's main target. Really.
Okay. So yeah, he doesn't have everyone to throw to. He's just had a lot of circumstances against him. I'm hoping he can put it all together because I think he's a great player. Like I really do think he's definitely their franchise guy. They just got to figure out how to support him. I really think that's what it
I
is.
think I'm embarrassed to say that my Twitter may or may not say I want Nick Caley, D'Amico Ryans, and C.J. Stroud gone by the end of the year. But you know what? Hey, week to week change. I love the Texans, but I'm certainly an emotional thinker. In the moment, if something looks bad, it's the worst thing that's ever happened.
Hey, overreacting in sports is very normal. I do it all the time. Like after we went 1-2 and lost to the Chargers, I was like, yeah, we're not making the playoffs.
No.
And then we beat the Bengals, and I'm like, okay, it can happen.
We're back.
Like we're back. We're so back. That's just how it's. We're so back. We're cooked. We're so back. That's the mindset. If you beat the Ravens, it's so back. So you just got to think that way. It's
fingers
so
are
back
crossed.
if you beat the Ravens.
My fingers are crossed in real time. I
Fingers
promise.
crossed.
Fingers are crossed.
All right. Next up, we got Mindfulness Manana by They Owe Us, Cry For Me by Magdalena Bay, and then Red Lights by the Betty Rays. This is the Please Do Not Rush Hour. We will see you after these songs.
Hey, what's up, guys? We are Toledo. You're listening to KTXT FM Lubbock. Keep it locked to the left.
And welcome back. This is KTXT 88.1 The Raider. Hope you enjoyed those songs. That was Mindfulness Manana by They Owe Us, Cry For Me by Magdalena Bay, and Red Lights by Betty Rays. Quick fun fact, I am going to see Magdalena Bay on Sunday. I'll be in Dallas, the House of Blues. Really excited for that concert. Their album was one of my favorite last year. So I'm really looking forward to that. Not really sure if that many people know who they are, but that's okay. They're great. And let's get back into what everyone wants to talk about, sports. So we were talking about in the break, fantasy football. We all play it. How are we doing so far? What are our records? How are we doing? How's our team feeling? Logan.
I am 2-2 in my family league, and 1-3 in like my other league. So
Okay.
not the best, but it's not horrible.
Hey, the bounce back will happen for sure. Jackson.
Yeah, I've got one league that I'm in. I'm 2-1 there. It was started off rough. I think my first week, I think we dropped about 60 points as a team, and so
Ugh.
I mean, it was awful.
Oof.
Like, there's bad, and then there's like how I performed bad. So hopes weren't high. Luckily, we turned around the next 2 weeks. I think we scored, I think 120 back to back, and then we won with I think 90 points this last week. So excuse me, I'm 3-1 then.
There you go.
But big thing right now is injuries. I had Jaden Daniels, my starting quarterback. He was the franchise guy, hurt. Had Malik Neighbors, who overperformed. It feels like.
Rest in peace, Malik Neighbors.
Rest in peace, your ACL. I'll give it to you if you want. But he's out for the year. Had Mike Evans as my backup wide receiver to go in for him. He's out. I don't know what he's got going on, but he at least has the O next to him. So whatever it is,
He's out.
He's out.
Don't know
Whatever
how,
it
but
is.
he's out.
He's out, and my starting kicker that I had went on the IR about 30 seconds after I drafted him. So just a lot of injuries on the team, but we've prevailed. It's going to be a fun week, though. Hitting the waiver wire is going to be interesting.
Indeed.
Everyone else is doing it, so I'm going to have to make it work.
Yeah. I am 2-2, 2-2, and then 1-3 in my Dynasty League. And that one, I've got it worse. I've got it down bad with Malik Neighbors. All 3 leagues, he's out, is done for. So I've already started tanking in the Dynasty. I'm selling. I'm trying to get picks. Like, I am really trying to get this one guy to give me a Marion Hampton. I think I sent him A-Chain and Rashee Rice because I'm like, please. I want a really good running back for the future. I just did a trade for where I get Marvin Harrison Jr. in a 3rd rounder, and my friend gets Quinshaw Judkins and Torrey Horton, receiver from the Seahawks. I like that for me more because I think he has a better – I think the ceiling for Marvin Harrison is higher, but I think the floor is higher for Quinshaw
I mean,
Judkins.
as long as he doesn't keep dropping passes, he'll be fine. That's all he does, it feels like. Drop a pass here, drop a pass there.
Yeah. I think part of that is also a Kyler Murray problem. He can't see over his offensive line. So he's yeah. No, I don't know. We'll have to see. Everything can change. That's how it was for me last year in a couple of my leagues. I was not doing great by like the midpoint, and then my team exploded. But like all of them exploded. So you just got it's just like with the regular season. You just got to be patient.
Yeah.
Your team will mesh together when you need them most. But
Right.
they will also drop and fail you when you need them most. That's the thing about fantasy football. You never know. You never know what's going to happen.
It's just a crapshoot. Like
It's a
everything.
crapshoot for sure, but
gotta
it's a lot of fun. Just
Right.
doing it for the love of the game, the bragging rights.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, we haven't really talked about college football. Is that something? Obviously, we all go to Texas Tech.
Mhm.
I think everybody knew that. We all go to Tech. So we're pretty locked in Tech football. How are we feeling about their season right now?
I this is probably their best season in a long time, at least expectations wise.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because there's one thing, me and my dad, who was a Red Raider a while back, what we talked about was, it's all fun and games until the season starts. It's a lot easier to say your team's going to be good than it is for them to actually be good. And
That's so real.
yeah, knowing Tech, there's been a couple of years where it's kind of been like, you start good and then you kind of taper off in the second half and you finish off with a okay record or a record that looks good on paper, but not what you had in the 3 weeks. And I think they've done everything and more throughout these first 4 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
I know Utah was the first real test. You can say you put up, I think, 67 points on Arkansas Pine Bluff, but it's Arkansas Pine Bluffs.
Mm-hmm.
And, Utah was ranked above you. You went into their town, their stadium. They're supposed to have one of the best student sections in America. And it caused you a lot of issues. There was a lot of offensive line penalties. But at the end of the day, you did your job. Will Hammond balled out. Your defense has been unbelievable all year. And I think if you just ride those highs, then I think it's like an 11-1 or a 12-0 season in
Yeah.
a college football playoff berth.
I think right now it's really playoff or bust. Like
Yeah.
there's really not a single game where you shouldn't win at this point. I think the Arizona State game will probably be the hardest.
I think
so
that's our
far.
trap game.
Maybe.
100%.
But I still feel like there's not a game that we shouldn't win. And so as of this point, it's everybody's trying. Like, everybody wants to beat you because you're the best team. So you just have to fight everybody off and prove that you're actually deserve to be like number 11 in the country and fighting for a playoff spot.
Yeah, I think you put yourself in a position to be top 10 after this week.
Yeah, definitely.
You just got to take care of your own business, you know. Yeah, it helps when teams ahead of you lose because then, you know, it kind of forces you to move up. But you can't move up if you don't win, usually. So just win your game. You got to go to Houston. I'll be there. So I hope it goes well. I don't think they should struggle. Houston struggled against Oregon State last week.
Yeah.
And we did not.
And we did
so
not.
I think we are going to absolutely I think we should. On paper, we should steamroll them. I really think we should. If we don't, we don't, but I do still think we win. Houston is a tough environment. They're better than we're giving them credit for because they are 4-0, which when is the last time they've been 4-0? Let's be honest. They've been bad for a while.
Yeah.
They finally have a good quarterback, at least in my opinion. Connor Wigman. Before I went here, I was a pretty big A&M guy. I was a big Connor Wigman fan, so I really think I thought he was going to put it together at A&M. His confidence was shot last year. And then that's why Marcel Reed came in and Connor Wigman transferred to Houston. But besides that Oregon State game where he had 2 picks and just didn't really play well, I think he's looked good. So I think they're better than we're giving them credit for, but we are also better than I'm giving us credit for.
Right.
And to be fair, though, yes, they are 4-0, and I do think, they're better than we're giving them credit for. But their 4-0 is a lot more fraudulent than our 4-0. Their best win is a home game against a really bad Colorado team. And, like we just said, the Oregon State game, they had to go to overtime against them, and we just crushed Oregon State. We had our third stringers in at the end of the game. So.
Yeah, it was not a problem at all. Not one bit.
I think it's going to – there's a part of me that says it's going to be a good game. And, you know, kind of the selfish part of me goes, I want it to be a good game because –
You're going.
I'm going, and, you know, close games are always more fun games, and I want to be in a fun environment. But the other part of me is like, I don't care. Just beat these guys into the ground and get out of there.
Hey, let's have a fun game when it matters. Let's do it for homecoming. Let's do it against Arizona State.
Yeah.
Let's do BYU, Oklahoma State. Okay, that one won't be fun. We're going to
Oklahoma State's
beat the crap out of them.
Yeah.
But BYU, even UCF, I think those will be great games. Those will be fun. So let's just win this one easily. Let our guys rest. Because I'm not sure, is Barron playing?
Yes.
And is he starting? That's
probably.
Okay.
I think they said Barron's the guy unless he goes down for an injury.
I think he's the guy. He's looked really good this season. Granted, he hadn't really played anybody until Utah, and he didn't look fantastic, but Utah's defense is very good. Mm-hmm. And I think he probably would have turned it on in the late third, fourth quarter, like how Will Hammond did, because their defense was getting tired.
Right.
I just think Will Hammond caught them off guard because he was a lot smaller of a quarterback, a lot better of a runner than Barron Morton, still a good passer. And once again, I just think their defense was tired.
Yeah, and
so
they couldn't game plan for him really.
They haven't he played TCU game last year and then Arkansas.
Yeah.
That is all he has played, and that was him as a true freshman. He has grown a lot since then.
Yeah, and that's with a different offensive coordinator.
Right. Exactly.
Man,
Kitley.
Oh,
Wherever he is now, I don't
he has a
really
head coaching
care.
job now.
But he has a head coaching job. I really don't care where. I just know he's probably not doing that team any favors.
Dare I say Florida Atlantic?
That feels right. You know what? I think that's it. I think it's Florida Atlantic. You know what?
Be wrong.
Before we cut to the next song, so we can still do our picks before the show ends. Let's see. Florida Atlantic.
I think it is Florida Atlantic.
That feels right.
Another thing about this Houston game is Shea Woods, Texas defensive coordinator, was Houston's defensive coordinator
That
last
too.
year. And that was last year that was one of their few bright spots. I think they had like a top 25 defense for them and for a mediocre team at best. So that's going to be a fun homecoming. And just kind of speaking on Shea Woods, I know he's been really heavily linked to the Oklahoma State job after they fired Gundy last week.
Who, our defensive coordinator?
Yeah, Shea Woods.
What?
I know. From what I've heard,
I
Oklahoma
hope
State
not.
wants a defensive-minded coach, and obviously Shield Woods has led, in my opinion, no bias, the best defense in the country. So I
It's
think
true.
it
I
is.
think if he leaves, though, it won't be during the season.
No.
There's just
No.
we're fighting for something he probably will never get. at
No,
Oklahoma
yeah,
State.
let him win a natty
So,
here, and
I
then if
think-
we win a natty, sure, go on.
Yeah.
Go off to Oklahoma State and get your bag. Get your bag, because he'll get a bag for it, especially if we win. Well, he'll
He's
get a
gonna
bag.
get a bag here because seeing how we spend, like whatever Oklahoma State offers, our guys are gonna offer.
Oh yeah, he won't have to worry about money,
No,
like
we'll,
ever.
We'll have it ready for him. So, but I think this week's gonna be fun to watch. You know, him game plan. If there's anyone that wants to win it, it's him.
It's
he wants
him.
to walk into that building for the first time since. And I don't know if I'm sure it wasn't a bad breakup or anything like that. I'm sure it was mutual. I'm sure this was just the opportunity for him to kind of do his thing. So, but at the end of the day, you still want to beat your old team. You still want to show them, look, I'm on the bigger, better things.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that aspect. But I think it's going to be a good game on all aspects. I think we're going to win.
Yup. And before we cut out, FAU is 1-3. So
And that is where Zach Kitley is.
that is where Zach Kitley is. He is doing them no favors, like I
Shocking.
said. So hey, if they turn it together, if they turn it around, good for him. If not, we told you so. Next
You heard it
up,
here first.
we've got Techno Show by Peach Pit, Lonely Magician by Ripe. Actually, I think I'll probably cut that one. And then we've got Lovers Rock by TV Girl. Stay tuned for our picks of the week. This is the Please Do Not Rush Hour. We will be right back. Welcome back. This is KTXT FM 88.1 The Radio. Real quick, we're going to do our picks for the week. Logan, take it away.
All right, so tomorrow's night's game, San Francisco 49ers versus Rams. Brock Purdy is out, so I go with the Rams.
I will second that.
Rams. Easy.
All right, Texans Ravens. I have Texans.
Give me the Texans.
Sure. I'll pick Texans. I'm surrounded.
I have that just because Lamar's out. Okay,
Right.
Vikings Browns. Two not good teams. I'll go Vikings.
I'll go Vikings.
Yeah. The Browns defense could be good, though. But
They
I think
Browns defense could pull it out.
I think
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson might be a little too much for him. I'm gonna go Vikings there.
Dolphins Panthers. I have Panthers.
I'm gonna go Dolphins on that one.
Yeah.
Ugly game. though.
Panthers. I'll do Panthers. Why not?
Okay, Raiders Colts. Colts are at home. I got Colts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Colts.
so no.
Colts.
Giants Saints. I got Giants. Jackson Dart just looks way better than whatever this
Oh,
is.
Giants.
We're
Yeah.
gonna find a way to win without Mahomes.
Giants got something cool going.
Cowboys Jets.
I'm
Cowboys.
gonna go
Cowboys.
on that one.
Eagles Broncos. Like I said earlier, I think the Broncos will give the Eagles trouble, but
I go Eagles. Even as a Broncos fan, I think I
No,
gotta go
no.
Eagles. They're one of two
Don't
teams
start.
I'd
Give me
pick
the
over.
Broncos. Don't
Let's
start.
go.
Give me the
Thank you.
Broncos.
Thank you. I didn't even pick us, but thank you.
okay. Titans Cardinals. I got
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Bucks Seahawks. One of my friends is a Seahawks fan, but I'm gonna go with the Bucks here.
I think it'll be a good game, but I'm gonna go Bucks.
I'm gonna go Seahawks. I'm gonna go Seahawks on that one.
Okay, Lions Bengals. Lions.
Lions.
Lions. Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Washington and the Chargers. I got Chargers.
I go Chargers.
Yeah,
I like the
I'm cool. I
Chargers.
like that.
Well, I don't like them, but they're good.
Okay, Bills Patriots. I got Bills very
Bills.
easily.
By a mile.
Bills.
And then Monday Night Football, Chiefs Jags. I got Chiefs.
Yep.
I'll take Chiefs, but the Jaguars' defense is sneaky.
Okay.
Mahomes is gonna ball out.
All right. Unfortunately, I don't think we have time for college picks, but my planning was not perfect this week. It'll be better next week. I'll give us more time for the picks. I promise, because these are fun. The picks are fun. I didn't give us enough time to talk about them, but we will go into more depth next week. Thank you all for listening. I hope you all have a great night. This has been the Please Do Not Rush Hour with Sam, Logan, and Jackson. You all have a fantastic night. Peace.